see a lot of wonders. How many millions of stars? How many? And then he was also shown the people of fire and the people of hell, of course, and the people of Jannah. He was shown a lot of miracles that will also to strengthen and to solidify his faith. So, لِنُرِيهُ مِنْ آيَاتِنَا إِنَّهُ هُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ, to show him some of our miracles, some of our attractions, some of our fascinations that we also showed to Moses and Jesus. That also happened. Then the last thing about the Isra wal Mi'raj is also min al-Masjid al-Harami ila al-Masjid al-Aqsa. Why? From the mosque in Haram to the mosque of Bayt al-Maqdis, which means that the Bayt al-Maqdis mosque is also a mosque that is very close to our hearts as Muslims. It's a mosque which all Muslim leaders were able to liberate from the hands of those who do not believe in God. Then Bayt al-Maqdis, because there are only 3 mosques to which you as a servant should, for example, tie your luggage to go on. The Prophet is saying was, La yushaddu rihalu illa ila salasati masajid. You don't go in a journey except to 3 mosques. One in Haram, Masjid al-Haram, and the other Masjid al-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the third one is Masjid al-Aqsa, which is now under the occupation of others, and we Muslims have to make sure, or whatever is necessary, to make sure that this is liberated. Then Isra al-Mi'raj is an indication of the importance of prayer, because other pillars of Islam were prescribed on the ground. The Prophet was here in Mecca and Jibril was sent rather than him going. But when prayer comes, he himself was invited to go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then, if you read the significance of prayer, if you read the, how to call it, Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, against the background of the 5 pillars of Islam, then you can see the significance of prayer. The second thing about prayer is that, it is the pillar of the pillars. You know, you have 5 pillars of Islam, Ashhadu an la ilaha illa, Iqamatu salat, Ita zakat, Sawm Ramadan, Hajj. But then these 5 pillars have a pillar. What is their pillar? Is the prayer.
It embodies all the other 4.
Oh yes. What do I mean? Meaning a Muslim can be a Muslim, without fasting. Why? Because you have ulcer. A Muslim can be a good Muslim, for that matter, without going to Mecca.
If you don't have the means.
You don't have the means. A Muslim can be a good Muslim without paying a zakah once in his lifetime, because you don't have money. A Muslim can be a good Muslim only uttering Shahadatu an la ilaha illallah once in his lifetime. But a Muslim cannot be a good Muslim if you ignore prayers. Yes, that is why it is known to be the pillar of the pillars. And also another is that prayer, another significance is that in as-salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Prayer is that pillar which is designed to really help you or prevent you from falling into the trap of shaitan. Because this world is full of germs, is full of sin, and we are very weak as human beings. But then what will protect you, what will immunize you from going into the trap of the minor and major sins is prayer. Why? Because it is the pillar that will put you in a constant connection with the world of metaphysics. It is also important because if you don't pray, the recharging of your battery, Allah, the Prophet is telling us that Muslims can wake up in the morning, Muslim, and then before the end of the day, they become kafir. And that is especially one of the signs of the last day. You are a Muslim in the morning, and before the end of the day, you become a kafir. Why? Because the battery is not charged. So those who are not charging their battery constantly by praying, they will just lose that charge, and then they are easy to be carried away by any temptation. So that is why these are all together the importance of prayer, which are tied and linked to the Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Like you've just started. Okay, as a prelude to prayer, one has to be in a state of purity. That is to say, one has to perform either ablution or tayammum, alluding to one's readiness to perform this act. Like the verse that you just mentioned is in Surah Al-Ankabut, Inna salat tanha anil fasha'il wal munkar. Allah asserts that prayer restrains us from shameful and evil deeds. Tell us the connection between cleanliness and prayer.
Thank you very much. I said once again, see, prayer is the direct contact, constant contact with the Almighty Allah, with the world of matter. And Allah, in Allah, Jamilun yuhibbul jamal. Allah is beautiful, He has beautiful names, and He likes beauty. So if you are even going to see a king in this world, or a president, or a minister, you take the best of your clothes, and then you go and take shower, let alone when you are going to meet the creator of the universe.
Subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So that is why he himself didn't leave human beings idle. He guided them with giving them the prescription how to go and meet him. That is why it would be called tahara. So the importance of purity is also linked to the importance of prayer. And there is also, a thing that people should understand. There is a difference between cleanliness and between purity. Cleanliness is just to be clean, but purity is to be clean as described by Almighty Allah. Cleanliness, for example, when you go to the westernized world or the Western world, they have a very clean environment. Their hotels is clean, but it's not pure. The life of a non-Muslim or the life of somebody who does not believe in God can be clean, but it cannot be pure. Because purity is a cleanliness and plus. It's a cleanliness that is attributed to Allah, a cleanliness that has intention to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can have a dirty cloth which is pure. You see people praying, the cloth is not as clean as you think, but it is pure. There are some clean clothes which are not pure, meaning you suppose that your clothes have some semen on it and some impurity in it, and then you go and put it in a water which is not purifying, and then you wash it. That cloth is clean, but it's not pure. That's why you cannot pray with it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants purity, and purity is cleanliness that is designed to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then purity is one of the conditions of the validity of prayer. That's what and then you have the two types of purity, as we have just mentioned. What we call major ablution and minor ablution. And major ablution is sometimes called janaba. When you are in a state of janaba, meaning when you have finished, when a woman finishes their periods, or when you have an affair with your wife or your husband, or when men see wet dream, so they have to engage in what we call major ablution, and is well known. It has about 4 conditions simply. The condition of intention, that's why intention, because it's to connect to Allah. Intention, the application of water all over your body, rubbing of your body, and also sequence and constant. So if these 4 conditions are met, then you have what we call major ablution. Then the minor ablution is also known. So these are the conditions for the validity of prayer, that before you go to pray, then you do them, then you are clean. Imagine Aisha who does that every day. That's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked us, لو أن بباب أحدكم نهرا لو أن بباب أحدكم نهرا. Imagine or suppose that one of you has a pond or a swimming pool before your door, and then every day you take shower, every day 5 times. هل سيبقى لكم من درن? Will there be any dirt in you? They say no. He said that is the prayer.
The 5 daily prayers are mandatory and must be done on time. But however, you realize that some people, some of the jollers and the fullers, sometimes they've developed this lingering attitude of not performing them on time. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in Surah Al-Hud, وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ طَرَفَيِ النَّهَارِ وَزُلَفًا مِنَ اللَّيْلِ إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ ذَلِكَ الذِّكْرَ لِلذَّاكِرِينَ. That is, and establish regular prayers at the 2 ends of the night and at the approaches of the night. For those things that are good, remove those that are evil. That is a reminder for the mindful. In Surah Al-Nisa, Allah again says, Inna salata kanat alal mu'minina kitaban mawqutan. That is, verily the prayer is enjoined on the believers at fixed hours. So now, how do you see some of these people who are shrouded and paralyzed by the misconception that they can always make them up, like piling them up sometimes before going to bed? Sometimes people just try to argue that when they are at the workplace, they are shrouded with so much work, they find it difficult to perform them on time, or when they are at home, even engaged or immersed in domestic chores, they find it difficult to do them on time. Exactly, that they have to succumb to this kind of aberration, piling them up.
Thank you very much, Aisha. It's a very, it's rampant. And the problem, and it also shows the depth of our problems, the depth of our, lack of connectivity, and the depth of lack of discipline and education at the family level.
That's right.
You see, Aisha, when you are disciplined, when you are trained to be accustomed to prayer,
wherever you go, you'll have to do it.
It becomes part of you. And when you don't, you feel spiritual vacuum. You go to sleep, you cannot sleep